The Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101, The Rock Station.
King Keg Thursday, The Johnny Rock Show. Ronnie James Dio singing for Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, and that's for our special guest, another singer for Richie Blackmore's Night, Candice Knight. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Johnny. How are you today?
Always better when Candice Knight is here during the day. See? Wow. I'm trying. The new solo album, Sea Glass, available now at Amazon.com and on all major digital platforms, and Blackmore's Night U.S. Tour featuring our guest, Candice Knight and Richie Blackmore. For tickets, info, visit blackmoresnight.com. Well, congratulations on the solo album, huh?
Thank you so much. Yes, it's been really well received, so I'm really happy about that. It came out great. I'm really happy with the way it came out, and I'm going to be performing a couple of songs off of this album. I'm actually the warm-up band for our warm-up band for my band with Richie Blackmore's Night, our 7-piece band. So, so I'm going to get a lot of singing out there when we do these shows, these 6 shows out there. But it's going to be a great time, and I'm looking forward to singing it for everyone.
Well, how long did this take to put together? You're a very busy person.
I am, which is why it took me 10 years. Can you believe that, John?
Wow.
10 years since the last time I put out a solo album. But in that time frame, I put out some, of course, Richie and I put out Nature's Light with Blackmore's Night, so we did have an album there. We had a couple of anniversary editions that we did for Shadow of the Moon and Fires at Midnight. And, of course, don't forget COVID ate a good, 2 to 3 years out of our lives there. My toddlers turned to teenagers, so there's been a lot going on in the last 10 years. So I haven't been sitting still, but definitely it took a while. And I'm kind of glad, because the longer it took, I think I was able to go through a lot of experiences in the last decade, and each one of those turned out to be a song that I created. So, it was that a culmination of different memories, and whether they were melancholy or whether they were story songs or whether they were empowering songs or songs to my kids, but we got a little bit of everything on this album. It took that long to create it.
Our guest, Candice Knight, the new solo album, Sea Glass, available now, Amazon.com, all major digital platforms, and Blackmore's Night U.S. Tour dates with Candice and legendary guitarist Richie Blackmore. For dates, info, blackmoresnight.com. How did you and Richie first meet, can I ask?
Of course, yeah. It's kind of a crazy, weird Cinderella rock and roll story. I was working for a radio station because I wanted to do what you're doing. That was my dream job right there. But I needed to be around music. It was just it was everything to me. And so while I was working there, Richie had his guys call up and ask our team if we wanted to, our team out here, which was a radio station team. It was the #1 arbitrated station, WBAB, out here, and classic rock. And so they asked if we wanted to play soccer. And our guys said, yeah, we'll go play soccer. They made it a charity soccer match. And our guys were not very athletic. They were really good at pushing faders and eating pizza, but we didn't have a lot of athletes in that time. So what happened was Richie stacked his team with a lot of ringers. He got guys from Italy and Romania and Sweden, all those guys that are born with a soccer ball in their hands, basically. And they completely annihilated our team. So wow. I was there, and after the game, I asked for an autograph, and he asked his roadie to go through the crowd and find out who I was afterwards, and asked me to meet him later on at a pub and a restaurant, and I did, and we wound up talking all night into the wee hours of the morning. I went right to college the next day, right to school the next day. It was madness and craziness, and just out of a storybook. But we were friends first, and then it grew from there. He brought me on the road with him in '93 with Deep Purple when they were on tour, and then reformed Rainbow in '95, and asked me to co-write some of the songs on there. They were looking for a lyric writer and backing singer, so I helped out with that. And then in '97, we did Blackmore's Night, and that's been 27 years since we started Blackmore's Night. So we've been doing this for a long time. Enough
about you. Let's talk about me. I almost worked at the good old WBAB on Bong Island. Bob Buckman wanted me to do overnights. Yeah, that's before your time, though. Bob Buckman was the PD.
Oh, it's certainly not. I know exactly who Bob is, and Bob was there when I was there, too, so
Yes.
I'm right there with you.
Okay, well, I was just talking with Dee Snyder earlier about Zebra, and he said they sold their souls to Bob Buckman and WBAB, but good old Zebra.
Now I got to call up Bob and find out your backstory, Johnny.
Oh.
The next time we have a talk, I'm gonna drop some stories on you and see if Bob can give me any dirt.
No, I was just talking to him on Facebook, but yeah, I was at WAPP in New York, but we weren't far from BAB. We were out there on the Long Island Expressway, right where Harry Chapin died. But listen, this isn't about me.
That's right.
That's right. Way to bring down the
As a matter
room,
of fact,
Johnny.
speaking of all these people, I was just inducted in the Long Island Music and Entertainment Hall of Fame, and Harry Chapin's in there, and Bob Buckman's in there, and,
Wow.
and of course Billy Joel. You can't say Long Island without saying Billy Joel.
That's
You know?
right.
So I've got a lot of great people that I'm surrounded with now. I'm so happy to be part of that whole organization. So lots of exciting stuff going on.
Well, listen, we could sit here all day and talk about me, but no, it's all about the new solo album, Sea Glass, available now at Amazon.com, all major digital platforms. Blackmore's Night U.S. tour dates, and all the info featuring Candice and legendary guitarist Richie Blackmore. Visit blackmoresnight.com. Well, this has been a treat. I didn't know we were going to talk about WBAB, but what shift did you do, can I ask? I'm fascinated.
Yeah, you know what I was doing? I was actually going through all the different, I was trying to find out where I would fit in that organization. So I was doing voiceovers for commercials. I worked with Bill, it's been so long. I can't even remember his last name. Bill Glasser, his last name was. We wrote commercials. I did the voiceovers for that. I used to cut it on the tape when you had to find that sweet spot on that analog tape and do the splicing and stuff. I was helping the on-air DJs. I didn't do the vocals on air, but I was helping Tracy Speed on there. I don't know if you remember Tracy. Probably not. That
Sure.
might be before your time, maybe.
Yeah. No.
Robin was in there.
Wow.
We had Jeff Levine. We have Roger Luce is still there. I'm going to throw a lot of names at you now.
No.
Jerry.
Yes.
Jerry Martyr.
Yep, I worked with
all those guys.
Perry Stone at WAPP. He was from BAB, and Al Malukas, who went on to be a morning guy. I'm telling you. Well, listen, Candice Night, I'll play you out with your music. But thank you, and come back soon to the Johnny Rock Show, okay?
Thank you. I'll be back. Thanks, Johnny. Have a great day.
Thank you. There she goes. Wow.
One was straight from
Candice Night.
heaven, while the other's
Hello.
on her way to hell.
Stepped on your own vocal.
Bond between
Thank
two
you.
sisters, it's a tie that you just can't break.
Rocks.
The Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101. The Rock Station.